Hey everybody, and welcome to Obscurum Pandemic, a overhaul mod for Fallout New Vegas. This changes the wasteland from a barren desert to a all-out war zone. Attempting to survive here is going to be very, very difficult, but I have a plan. We're going to go ahead and new game. The intro here is the same, so we're just going to skip that because it doesn't matter. There are no NPCs really in this, no friendlies. There are friendlies. You can find friendlies tucked away in a couple places. But trying to get to the friendlies, that's not going to happen. You're definitely not going to have any dialogue with anyone. I don't believe there's any dialogue anywhere in this game. Okay, so I went and I made Old Man, and there's a reason I have made Old Man, and we will get to that in a minute after I have gone through all these pop-ups here. So we have a large list of features here. We got to pick a class later on. Your special is a little more important. Int determines your skill points a lot more than normally. You don't really have to worry about that too much. Just make sure your int's not 0. Everything starts at 0. Watch out if you have epilepsy. There's a lot of flashing lights. I don't even know what HTR, so that's probably off or what. I have no idea what that's about. And we have no Pip-Boy light as well, which is a little annoying. So after all those pop-ups are done, we wake up here in Doc Mitchell's house, and if you have the DLC on, you're immediately over-encumbered, and you don't get your Pip-Boy until you leave this place, so you're going to be walking slow. I would recommend taking, well, yeah, I'd say take doctor's bags early on. You won't need them very long. This mod, you are stuck on hardcore mode. You can't turn it off. You may be able to turn it off with console commands. You don't get the option to turn it off in-game. So we have a special supply crate, and to my knowledge, this is always here, like, all the time. I don't know, I believe the stuff inside is random. Like, I don't think these glow cells were in here last time, which are really good. You want glow cells. 100% want glow cells. You want med kits. We're going to ignore the supply crates. That will come in at the end of this game. We don't want to even think about supply crates right now. We do want MREs because this is hardcore mode. If you're running Project Nevada, you probably want grenades. Otherwise, I say ignore them. Bandages are stim packs, and then you just have your regular stim packs. And we will take this. Now, it should be noted, after we leave Dr. Mitchell's house, you get to choose who you want to be. Like, you get a starting class or location. If you choose anything but I don't know, your inventory gets reset. If you choose I don't know, you stay here, and you get to keep everything you looted from this box. So, just a heads up. You can also, like, drop off some armor and stuff here on this dead guy. We do want the lemonade. Probably want the gas mask. We don't need this, so we'll go ahead and drop that. We want to keep the leather armor for later. So we can grab a couple things over here on the shelf. We don't really need the crutch for anything. Metal box. More doctor, but you really won't be hard up for medicals, like any supplies in this game. The entirety of the issue with this mod is trying to stay alive from being shot in the face. So yeah, this dying man here, he's just kind of here. He's I don't know why he's there. It's to pop up the attribute screen. I say drain charisma because you will not talk to anyone in this game. There are no speech options ever. There are stores, but that's it. So I would say boost that int up, boost that strength up. Your perception is actually fairly low to begin with. I don't know how much endurance really helps because you do die in one hit most of the time. I do think agility is important for guns and sneak. You need to be sort of sneaky here. So the reason I made my guy the oldest man on the planet is because we are going to be Dr. Mobius. Although we're going to be Dr. Mobius in name and ability, we won't really be him in skills because we're going to go guns, lockpick, and repair. These are very important. Your skills that you tag are probably more important here than ever because, as you see, everything else starts at 0. You can't shoot a gun unless you have points into gun, more or less. Your aim will be awful. And any tag skill actually gets increased by 3 points every time you put a point into it. So it will take me like 10 levels to get to a level 100 in explosives, but it'll take me 3 in guns. So we'll be level 100 in guns really, really quickly here. Now that he's dead, we do get a log that we can't read. You can read it once you leave here, but since we don't have our Pip-Boy yet, we just have an arm. There's nothing we can really do. And then we walk a little further into this room, we get to choose our class. So we have 5 main classes here. We have Rake, Psyker, Heavy, Engineer, and Doctor. I'm going to be doing Doctor. We are Dr. Mobius, so we're going to be a Doctor. Rake is for sneaky. Psyker is for raising legions of the dead. I'm not sure if I believe that, to be honest. I'm not sure if he's ever played the Doctor class, because the Doctor class is about raising legions of the undead as well. Heavy is for hiring people, but you have to be level 20 before you can even find people to hire. I think there's some perks that may help. I wouldn't recommend it. Everyone dies in one hit. You don't need a rocket launcher. Just get yourself a handgun. Engineer, I played a little bit around with this, and even though I got to 100 science and like 50 repair, I never found any skills for the engineer. So we're ignoring the engineer. We're going to go with Doctor. We are Dr. Mobius, so we need to be a doctor. After that, you can go around and scrounge around in this house. There are a bunch of Contra prototypes laying around. They have junk on them. This terminal, which you do have to hack for some reason. Can we hack this terminal? We can, and we have level 0 science, but we can hack it. I don't think I really want to hack it. That would involve me, oh, I got 2. It's not Link. It could be like, though. It is like, okay. Well, that was easy. This just has all the lore. It has all of it. It has a lot of pages of lore. You're going to be reading this for hours and hours. Just assume everything's bad. That's all you need. Everything is bad. So we don't have there are no lockpicks in this place. So you can't actually open these unless you go and find a lockpick somewhere else. If it's a bit dark, you can't really see, but there is a rusty machine gun here in the bathroom, which if you have a tin can, which that's pork and beans, that doesn't help. Scrap metal and tin cans can be used to repair guns. So you could repair up this. Yeah, I'll take it anyway. I haven't actually decided where I'm going to start. I was thinking about starting somewhere else, but maybe we'll just start here because this is probably you do really want to start here. This is the easy area to start at. Also, caps have been replaced by polished shell casings. If you're gonna buy anything, you need these, and they actually do weigh something, which is kind of annoying. So if you have any amount of them, you're also going to be weighed down. You cannot sell things. Like, even though this says, you know, value 1, whatever, I could pick up a machine gun worth 20k, everything sells for 0. You cannot sell things in this game. Let's go ahead and, let's make a save here. See, I have a couple thousand. Well, I actually have 1,000 saves. Not a couple thousand, just the singular 1,000 saves. And we are actually in Hopeville. We are in the, Lonesome Road DLC right now. So, we have a couple options here. We have Renegade, Scrounger, Military Deserter, Survivalist, Psychopath. I don't know, Junkie, and SWAT Trooper, who is a bit of bit on the racist side, apparently. So, these will pop you in different places. A Survivalist will put you right outside of the Mojave Outpost. I don't actually remember I know some of these. Military Deserter will be a military truck right outside of Nipton above about 20 to 30 zombies. Junkie puts you in Freeside, being attacked by flamethrower enemies. I don't remember, puts you right here. This puts you in the police station outside of the Mojave Outpost with, like, each guy also gets stuff. Like, if you start as a junkie, you're addicted to everything and you have nothing. Whereas SWAT Trooper, you actually get SWAT gear and a shotgun and whatnot. Military Deserter, I believe you get an AK and stuff. I don't remember this one or this one. We are going to do I don't remember who I am because it is the easiest start. Actually, no. Renegade Scrounger, you start in a safe zone, actually. You start in the Thorn, and there are friendlies there that you can trade bullets for other bullets and whatnot. And I never did find my way out, like, you spawn in a room that is locked with a key, and I never actually found the key. I had to use console commands to escape that. However, we are going to do I don't remember who I am because I think this is the best showcase of what to do from scratch, because you don't start with anything other than your Pip-Boy and whatever you just picked up from that house. Also, if you spawn as the other people, you do get experience points. Like Junkie, you immediately get to level 5. So you get to skip some of these slow early levels. Let's see, so we have 9 bandages, 5 doctor's bag. That's plenty. Specials, looking, what we just looked at. We are currently the doctor. Okay. So if you could have scrolled down this when you were looking at the classes, but you couldn't actually read the end of this. So this is what it says down here. There is karma, but there isn't karma, more or less. Loading screen talks about karma, but no one cares about karma. We do have spears have been replaced with mine spears, which are extremely deadly in the enemy's hands, not so much yours. You don't want to hold on to anything that won't help you, so we are going to go ahead and bind our bandages to 1, because that's a good place to put those. We are going to drop the machete, the binoculars. We're actually going to drop that pistol too. I don't need that. Gotta take the 10mm pistol, the caravan shotgun, and the grenade launcher. We actually don't... We do have ammo. We have like 64 rounds for that. We need to find some cans kicking them out. There's cans somewhere, surely. I don't believe this Vault 13 canteen actually does anything in this mod, so we're going to go ahead and drop that as well. This is our apparel, so we're going to put those on. I do have Nevada Skies on because it makes it slightly brighter. Because if you don't have it on, it's just pitch black constantly, and it's awful. And half the time, if you try and wait, the game crashes. So, that's got a thunderstorm. So I do have Nevada Skies on with brighter nights to try and make night somewhat usable. Because the enemies, even though it's pitch black out, the enemies can still see you just fine. So, most things have been renamed. Toolboxes are weapon repair kits, and they're very heavy. And we can't actually use the repair kit on the Rusty Kalashnikov. One, because you have to be level 35, I think, to use a weapon repair kit now. And you can only repair the weapon you're holding. So I can't hold this. Yeah, see, it's all broken. Since I can't hold it, I can't repair it. I need to find those cans. We should probably go ahead and equip the 10mm pistol. Lemonade is Sunset Sarsaparilla. That is your go-to drink. You want this. You do not want Coca-Cola. You can find Coca-Cola, but it actually hurts you to drink it, so don't do that. Also, we're going to hop down here into this basement. I would also recommend Chasm, as you can see up there, because this game crashes a lot. So, our Pip-Boy light does not work. Press Pip-Boy, nothing happens. You need to find low cells, which thankfully there were some in that box. You can also get road flares, but they're not very effective. So the low cells will last for like 5-10 minutes maybe. And they're very, very good for indoors. There's a lot of different foods. I would mostly just say MREs and probably water. I mean, you can go sewage water because that just, it doesn't hurt you. It gets rid of your water and it makes you more susceptible to radiation. That doesn't really matter that much. Though we could still find, purified water. Fresh pear is probably pretty good, but it's too small. See, Coca-Cola, you take 12 damage to your chest whenever you do this, which isn't great. You do get 50 health. You really won't have to be worrying about health in this game. Because you're either dead or not dead, more or less. There's a strange meat pie. We don't need that. There is an M16, so we'll take that for right now. That is something I cannot touch. Okay. So let's check here. So we have an M16. It also uses 5.56 rounds. We actually have no idea how much that does. And we can't use the M16, right? Like, if we try and equip it, it's not gonna... it's not good. Trying to hit anything without the correct skill is not going to do well. Thankfully, the DLC weapons start off with 0. So we've got this nice handgun now. It'll last us until we level up once or twice. Let's see. We will take one more purified water. Is there anything else down here? Last time I played this, I didn't actually have glow cells, so I couldn't see what was down here. It's a bunch of dead bodies. You can't do anything with... Ooh. Oh, look at all that. That's pretty good. Go ahead and repair that. Look how bad my repair skill is, by the way. That's not even worth it yet. I don't think at all worth it. We should be able to... We can't actually... I think we need to be higher level before we can repair with cans. Because you can definitely repair with cans. I was doing that a ton in my last playthrough of this. Okay, that's everything down here. So, unlike the rest of the wasteland, the DLC area here is actually mostly melee enemies. So, we shouldn't have too much to worry about. Also, I got terrified of that mine spear. I was really worried it was going to blow up. Also, the cars have changed for the worse, more or less. The hitbox is ginormous on them, which means you can't really get on them anymore. If you see a car just sitting, like, normally you could jump on a car and, you know, hide from enemies on top of it. That's not going to happen anymore, unfortunately. There's duct tape and stuff around here. We don't really need anything. You probably really won't make anything in this. Our goal here is to get a sniper rifle and probably a machine gun at some point. Then we'll be set. Really, the best part about starting in the DLC is we want to find 10mm rounds. They're going to be all over the place because of the minigun. But I won't find any until we go to the second area, which we may want to head in there. Okay, I think we'll head towards that. It is still nighttime, but we have glow cells. My biggest hold up initially was I didn't have any glow cells. See, this is very annoying. You won't be able to do much because of these stupid cars. We need that way. And you don't start with any lockpicks, so we can't get through any of the gates yet. So we'll have MREs. We want MREs for our food. We want to ignore more or less everything else because it's so low in the food totem pole. Ideally, this is not a game where you want... There's a dumpster up there. This is not a game where you're shooting for longevity. You want to try and win the game. And in order to win the game, you must kill the author of this mod. You must kill Thimblestein. I think it's Thimblestein was his name. He is located deep within the heart of the strip, which is pretty difficult to get to. Alright, I paused it there and I fiddled my controls. My controls are different. VATS is very, very good in this, if your gun skill is high, of course. You do only need one shot most of the time, which is pretty good because melee weapons won't do anything. The game may have tried to trick you into skilling into melee. Don't skill into melee. Just skill into guns and then watch the watch the damage stack up. It's great. Also, it's great being able to see, again, first run through this. I could not see anything in this room. I did the entirety of like my first 2 or 3 in-game days with no lighting at all, and it was awful. Yeah, everything's extremely radiated. We can't get anything. We need to find lockpicks. It's not bobby pins. It is actually lockpicks now. See, that is something. Whoa! Where did you come from? You do have to be careful. Towards the end of my other playthrough, I actually got like Contra hit squads that would spawn in, like they'd teleport in and start trying to beat me to death. Granted, they always have crap weapons, so they never did anything. But they always tried. I think that's, well, there's a bag here. MRE, plus shell casings, we always want those. So, the goal for right now, we need to get the laser detonator. Which means we have to go up and over around that direction. Because if we can't get in there, no. If we have the laser detonator, we can go a little farther into the DLC. We can't get farther than where we need Edie to launch a nuke. Because Edie explodes upon talking to him in this mod. So, we can't do that. We could go inside, but they're probably not too much inside. If you didn't get glow cells, check toolboxes. Toolboxes will have road flares. Please let me up, thank you. And up here you can find a couple toolboxes scattered about. There should be some steady and stuff up here. Yep, steady and a stealth boy. I don't think I ever used the stealth boy. That's gonna be rockets entirely, right? Yeah, it's rockets. That one's always rockets. Toolbox, yeah, so you can get road flares. And if you use road flares, they can't work at the same time as a glow stick. Glow stick is way better, by the way. Road flare just kind of tints your screen red and gives you a little bit. There's another toolbox around here in case you can't find road flare on the other one. There is a Contra guy down there. What are you doing? Can I get you? Yeah, it's like 60. Yeah, there we go. We actually want to save up our shotgun shells. We're not using our shotgun just yet. Let me up here. You have to work your way over this mound because the laser detonator is up there, and that is what we're shooting for right now. This is kind of weird. Once we get into the main game, because we haven't really entered the main game. This is the tutorial more or less. Once we've entered the main game, the game sort of becomes like a battle royale where literally everyone is shooting each other, and you just kind of you gotta go around and loot. You don't really loot anything but corpses. Corpses are the only thing you will be looting once you leave this tutorial. If you're doing anything else, you're doing it wrong. Most beds you can sleep in, but the name has been changed. And there's one perk where you can clean beds that they count as soiled, but they're owned beds. But the game, it's the red text says they're owned, but they've changed the name to soiled. And if you have a box of detergent, you can clean them. That crashes the game if you pick that perk, though. Don't pick the perk. You'll take all these bandages. You will have plenty of these. Don't think there's anything that gives poison. You will... Oh, I'm over encumbered. You're not going to find very many animals out here. You're going to be finding mostly people with guns. Woo, he's got a gun. Actually, he doesn't have a gun. He has a broken gun. He has a broken Nagant, or Nagant. Explosives, great. If you, again, Project Nevada, I'd say take explosives. Right now, I don't ever plan on doing anything with explosives. Just because, it's just not a good idea to try and switch to explosives in the middle of combat. So we actually do have a ton. Like, if you play as the engineer, you start with like 4 choices. Here we start with a bunch just because of... Actually, I don't know why I spawn with... You start with more. Oh, because all these Ds. Ds are for doctor. A is for all. And then there's like 2 or 3 that just unlisted for some reason. And then D is for doctor. You can come down here and you can see all different things. Like this one, you need... It just says class engineer, which it didn't give me. So I don't know if engineer's bugged or not. And then you can see we have like the rake, which is being sneaky. And you've got the heavy, who can run, I guess. There's a bunch of perks. I didn't get anywhere near the bottom of this list of perks because you have to be you have to have special skills. Like your skill set has to be special, more or less. And using a phone, you can hire a demolition specialist. That is never gonna happen. Oh, 45. Cyber Eye for the engineer. Is there anything doctor down here? Okay, a Legion Genophage. I have no idea what that is. No idea what that stuff down there is. When on my last playthrough, I made it to level 25, I think, when I got to the end. Let's go ahead and go back through all of these. So many. So we have here and now. We have Nerd, which is +1 skill point. Here and now it's the same. Deathclaw Omelet, not worth it. You may go like, oh, there's a perk entirely for this. You can find these omelets at her shack. They only give you 30 health. That's it. They're really bad. 4 Eyes is the trait. I don't think it's good. You're not going to be wearing glasses in this. It's a bad idea. Infect Corpse. It's a little weird. I'm not entirely sure how this works. You get the option when searching a corpse to infect it, and I think it does a little bit of damage to surrounding enemies. It's not damage over time. I think it just immediately does damage to enemies. Sample is you take samples. That's the one we're going to take, by the way. We're going to go through the other ones real quick here. Sierra Martini, I don't see a reason for this. Like, I never even found cloud residue, so we're ignoring that. Skilled, which is also the trait, which could be good. Not gonna lie, it could be good. I'm gonna skip it for right now, though. Then we also have another ruby casserole. Again, don't need that. Retention, we will not be reading any magazines at all. Just, it will not happen. Intensive training, pretty good. We'll probably be dealing with that a little while later. Lady Killer for the plus 10% damage against females could be useful, but most people die in one hit, so not really. And then Swift Learner plus 10% experience, that probably actually could be pretty useful.